Hi there, welcome to another episode of the Medcurity podcast. Today we are going to talk about an individual's right to access their medical records and how to make sure that that process is done correctly. This is a key part of healthcare cybersecurity and will walk you through the details to keep your organization on track. All right, let's start with the basics. Under the HIPAA privacy rule, individuals have the right to see and get copies of their protected health information, known as PHI. This includes medical records, billing information, and any other records used to make decisions about their care, held by covered entities like hospitals or clinics. The rule sets a clear timeline. Covered entities must provide access within 30 days of a request, with one possible 30-day extension if they notify the person in writing with a reason for the delay. The process involves a few important steps. First, the covered entity needs to verify the identity of the person making the request or their personal representative. This can happen through a quick check, like showing ID in person or confirming details over the phone or online. Second, they must deliver the records in the format requested, paper, electronic, or another agreed upon method, unless this isn't feasible. Third, if the person wants copies mailed, the entity can charge a reasonable fee for copying and postage, but nothing extra for searching or retrieving the data. There are rare exceptions when access can be denied, such as if a licensed healthcare professional determines it could endanger the life or physical safety of the individual or another person, but this requires careful documentation. Now let's look at what kinds of records are included. The designated record set covers a wide range: medical charts, lab results, imaging, billing statements, payment histories, claims, adjustment records, and case or medical management files. It's anything a covered entity uses to make decisions about an individual's care or payment. This broad scope ensures that patients have a complete picture of their health information, which is essential for managing their treatment or sharing it with other providers. Compliance with this right is critical, and there are specific requirements to meet. The 30-day deadline, with the possible extension, is non-negotiable unless properly justified. Verification protects against unauthorized access, while reasonable fees keep the process accessible. The exceptions are narrow, and denials must be well supported to avoid any challenges. Covered entities also need to have a process in place to handle these requests efficiently, ensuring that they don't fall behind. To give you a sense of what happens when this goes wrong, let's talk about a recent case. In March of 2025, the Office for Civil Rights imposed a $200,000 penalty on Oregon Health and Science University for failing to provide timely access to a patient's records. The request for the records was made in April of 2019, but the university didn't deliver all of the records until August of 2021, over 16 months later, even after the OCR stepped in with a letter in September of 2020. This delay violated the HIPAA Right of Access, marking it as the 53rd enforcement action of this kind by OCR. The penalty came with a corrective action plan showing the seriousness of the issue. This case highlights the importance of speed and organization. The long delay suggests that the university struggled with its internal process, possibly due to a high volume of requests or some inadequate systems. The fine, while significant, is lower than some cybersecurity penalties, like the $1.5 million fine against another organization for different violations, which might reflect the specific nature of access issues versus security breaches. It's a clear signal that covered entities need to prioritize this right to avoid similar consequences. So how can you ensure that your organization stays compliant? Start with clear policies and procedures. Write down exactly how requests will be handled, how to verify identity, retrieve records, and send them out. This gives everyone a roadmap to follow. Next, train your staff regularly on these policies. Make sure that they understand the 30-day rule, the extension process, and how to handle exceptions. A well-trained team reduces mistakes and keeps things moving forward. Using technology is another big help here. Electronic health record systems can make finding and delivering records faster and more accurate. Set up a system to track requests with reminders, maybe a calendar alert or a dashboard to meet those deadlines. Regularly review your process with audits to catch any issues early, and stay updated on HIPAA changes by checking official sources or attending industry updates. These steps build a solid foundation for compliance. Let's compare this to another example. In August of 2024, American Medical Response faced a $115,200 fine for a similar delay in providing records. Both cases show that timeliness is a common sticking point, whether for a larger academic center like we saw in Oregon or for a service provider. The difference in fines might come down to the length of delay or the organizational size, but the lesson is the same. Have a system that works. Some online discussions suggest that these penalties might seem inconsistent, which could push organizations to seek clearer guidance from regulators. The stakes are high because this rate isn't just about rules, it's about trust. Patients rely on healthcare providers to give them their data when they need it. A delay can erode that trust, and with healthcare records being valuable targets, often sold for more on the black market than credit cards, it's a risk worth managing. Keeping access timely protects both compliance and your reputation. One more thing to consider is how this fits into broader cybersecurity. While the right of access focuses on providing data, it ties into protecting it. If systems are slow or disorganized, it might signal vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit. Staying on top of access requests can be part of a stronger overall security posture, ensuring data is both accessible and safe. As we wrap up, let's just recap our key points for today. The HIPAA Right of Access gives individuals the right to their medical records within 30 days, with a possible extension covering a wide range of documents. Verification, reasonable fees, and limited exceptions are part of the process. The Oregon case shows a $200,000 fine for a 16-month delay, underlining the need for efficiency. To stay compliant, set clear policies, train your staff, use technology, track deadlines, audit regularly, and stay updated. This approach keeps your organization on the right side of the rules and supports patient trust. Thanks for listening to the Medcurity podcast. Stay safe, stay secure, and we'll see you next time.